lifestyle.com. How are you doing today? We're chatting about As a Man Thinketh with James Allan. Quite an amazing book. One of the statements that's resonated with me so much today states, "In the measure that you master yourself, that you control your mental forces instead of being controlled by them, in just such measure you will master affairs and outward circumstances. Faith and purpose constitute the motive power of life. There is nothing that a strong faith and an unflinching purpose may not accomplish." Surreal words for contemplation and consideration, I think. They've been spinning around in my mind, and I've been looking at really, the in-depth meaning that he has attached to those words, the statement, and how much so in the different areas of your life that it can affect. It begs the question, how much faith do you have in yourself? How much commitment are you willing and able to make towards yourself in terms of the consciousness of the thinking that you're willing to adopt? How deliberate are you willing to make your everyday thinking in your life so that your life can be completely directed the way you want it to be? How much faith do you have in who you are, in your purpose, in being here? Might not sound like that big a deal, but if you can get an understanding of how our ego takes over and runs the show for us, how our ego's mandate is to encourage us to think small, think from a place of fear and scarcity and lack. Any of our lower vibrating feelings, emotions that we have in terms of anxiety and frustration, depression, sadness, anger, self-doubt, any of those and many other negative, lower vibrating thoughts and emotions are things that the ego wants us to do, to always have us coming from a place of doubt, always coming from a place of anxiety and thinking, well, I don't think that there's enough in my lifetime that I can, really accomplish everything I want to do, because look at all the circumstances around me that are not working in my favor. But what we manifest within ourselves is what we manifest outside of ourselves. So it takes some real deliberate thought and intention and commitment to, first of all, what we're allowing ourselves to think in our minds. Are you willing to be the master of the thoughts that you have? Or are you willing just to have your thoughts run through your head unconsciously every day, the 60,000 plus thoughts a day, and most of them the same thoughts that we have day in and day out, and most of them very negative, all the self-doubt you have about yourself. You're not good enough for this, you're not good enough for that, poor me, my mom wasn't so nice to me when I was little, my dad, maybe spanked me or took away a treat that I had. I've had bad experiences with extended family members. I've had a couple relationships that really sucked and I got hurt. I had a marriage that fell apart and I got divorced. My kids aren't talking to me any longer because I was a bit of a jerk earlier on. Who knows? Or I've been sick, I've had to have surgery. I was ill. I lost my job. I gained 20 pounds. Who knows what it is that anybody could have to complain about. But the point is that everybody, if they chose to, could spend their time looking backwards and complaining about the things in their life. And our ego automatically sets up that mind chatter for us. It automatically, that 60,000 thoughts that we're having is negatively based. It's all those things I just mentioned attention to small examples, and we play on it over and over and over again. And all that kind of negative thinking, that mind chatter, it diminishes our sense of who we are. It diminishes our sense of self and self-worth. And it plays to us to continually, in the back of our minds, think that we're not good enough. And it's absolutely false. It's completely an illusion. The ego creates this illusion for us that we buy into it. But we have the opportunity for deliberate and purposeful, intentional thinking, and we have the potential and the opportunity and the responsibility and the choice to make our thoughts deliberate. So, how much are you willing to recognize the gifts of who you are, the greatness of who you are? And who cares about all those things that happened to you in the past? We can all sit back and go, oh, poor me, this happened, that happened, my life sucks, whatever. But why would we do that? What's the point in doing that? Lead a, self-fulfilling prophecy? We have the opportunity in front of us based on the commitment that we're willing to make to ourselves to live a life with complete and deliberate thought. And those thoughts can be all about how amazing and wonderful, skilled and talented, creative and resourceful and valued we are. And the more that we pour time and effort and belief into the qualities of who we are as a person and how much we deserve and how worthy we are of everything that comes into our life, the greater opportunity we have to expand into playing full out who we are and creating outwardly the experience that we want to have. But it all starts within. It all starts with having a really strong commitment and understanding of self. How much are you willing to love yourself? How much are you willing to look around at all the aspects of your life right now and say to yourself, hey, this could be a beautiful, beautiful life all the time. Not just moments of it, not just little bits and pieces here and there when you kind of step out of feeling sorry for yourself and thinking that life kind of sucks because a couple of things went wrong. All the time. If you're willing to put the focus on the things that are supporting your life and the beauty and the graciousness and all of the gifts of everything that's available to us each and every day. And it all starts here and here. It all starts by having an unwavering belief in being able to create an experience that will support you in your life in every facet of it that you want and how you want it to be done. But it comes from self-love. That's the foundation. That is the foundation of knowing that everything that you'd love to create and you can create in your life comes from recognizing the value of who you are first. You cannot extend yourself and love another person unless you love yourself first. It starts with you. Thanks for sharing a moment with me. I'm Nancy Battye, PureVitaLifestyle.com, and the book we're chatting about right now is As a